is Ali. I'm a therapist and I write books. But I just want to take a few minutes of your time to explain something that might seem a little bit odd to you over the next few weeks. If you notice your children coming home from school and doing this, don't worry, I'm going to explain what it's all about. Now, I'm a therapist, but I found going to see a therapist really hard because they use long words and they put me in a box and I don't think they really understood me and I don't think they listened properly. And it really annoyed me, so I decided to do something about it, and I did it by talking to teachers and parents. You see, here's the thing, people used to come to me and say, I'm depressed, or I'm angry, or I'm all sorts of things. Well, you're not, it's only a part of you. And that's where these guys come in. Superpowers. It's a really lovely, simple way of explaining emotions to children. When I go into schools, up on the wall, I can see empathy, self-worth, resilience. Lovely words. I can just about spell them, the kids can, but they don't know what they mean. And this is why. Try this. Can you all please point to your head? I'm taking that as a yes. Can you point to your brain? Can you point to your heart? Yeah, just those that did. Good. Can you draw me a heart in the air? Sort of. Got it? Cool. Can you draw me an emotion? Little tougher, eh? Can you point to where your emotions live inside you? See, that's the problem, isn't it? We're telling children they need more self-worth, more resilience, more willpower, more confidence. What does that actually mean? And where did you get it from? So this is where Ollie's superpowers came from and where it was born, and it's not just for kids. Because the part of you that's causing you a problem and making you feel not as good as you could is actually quite childlike too. And I'll explain why later. So here's the idea. One of the first children that came along to me, his mum brought him in and said, he's angry, sort him out. Well, a couple of things. I'm a therapist and I prefer that mums and dads were given the tools, not lectures. You guys don't need lectures, you do the best you can with the tools you've got. So are all of our lovely teachers. But I want to give you the tools. So the first thing I did with this young lad was I started tapping my foot. And I said, I think angry lives in my foot because when I begin to get angry, my foot starts tapping. Take a moment. How do you know when you're getting angry? Some people clench their fists, some people tap their feet, some people raise an eyebrow. We all do different stuff. That's where it starts. Notice how you know you're getting angry. And then what I did with this young lad is I reached into my sock and I pulled angry out. Parents, teachers, watch. By pulling angry out, putting him in a very small cupped hand and stroking him, I'm giving the impression that anger is actually quite small and possibly very young. But more importantly, he's just a part of you. He's not who you are. He's just a part of you. And he's being really loud because something's bothering him. That's the whole concept of the Ollie methodology. You can take this a stage further then, and this is where teachers and parents can take over from therapists, and that's what I want. If you can get the child to notice where that feeling is inside them, if you can notice where that feeling is inside you, humour me, pull it out. Anxious lives in my stomach. Pull it out. Hold it over here and say, okay, I'm listening, what's wrong? It might sound bad, but trust me, it will clear your head, and all of a sudden you'll realise what it is, because sometimes you just don't know, do you? That we've made it a part of you, not all of you, and that gives you control. You see, no one can make you think or feel anything you don't want to, apart from a part of you. But if you pull it out and ask it what's wrong, your head will clear and you'll be surprised what comes in. And then the lovely thing is, whether it's for you as an adult or a teacher, or for a child, you can then work with the child and say, yeah, that makes sense. How can we help him? And then you're solving your own problems. That's the base principle of the Ollie model. So we've just talked about angry being in my foot and pulling him out. A lovely thing was that specific child, a few weeks later on, I saw him in a school setting, and obviously I went over and said, how's it going? And he said, no, he's pulled angry out and he's angry to explain what's wrong, and because he's older and more grown up and a little angry, he was able to solve the solution and now he's fine. But he looked a little bit flat, so I said, well, are you okay? And he said, no, Grandma had died. Oh no, do we need to pull it out and talk to it? And he said, no, I pulled it out of my heart, I've already spoken to it, and I've made him feel better about grandma dying. That's how powerful this concept is, and in the classroom it's fantastic. You don't need to exclude kids. You don't need to send them out to pastoral care or whatever you're doing at the moment. If we can get the whole school pulling this part out, talking to it and getting the kids to actually listen to that part, accepting it's not who they are, it's a part of them, and it needs to be heard, and then work with the child and come up with a solution, then we can solve an awful lot of problems. This is causing and solving so many issues in the classroom just by pulling the part out and talking to it. There are no bad kids, it's just a part that needs to be heard. And what we do is we work in schools now, doing prevention and intervention. So we're teaching the little ones, not just those big words, but it's a part of you, not all of you. All emotions have a purpose, all behaviour serves a purpose. And if you pull that part out and talk to it, because you're in charge, you're the captain of your ship, and these are your crew. And if you talk to it, it will tell you what the problem is and help you. So if your kids go home doing this, that's why, mums and dads. And we'd be really grateful if you guys would start engaging in that, because it's a powerful tool for you to work with your children and for yourself. We've all got stuff going on. It brings me on to another point, oxygen masks. So many parents are working so hard to get the child listened to get the support they need. So many teachers are doing the best they can with a huge group of kids, each one very individual. The Ollie model recognises that every child is individual. No child fits in a box. So we're teaching your teachers at the schools your kids are at how to use the superpowers, how to encourage a child to deal with their own issues. But it starts with you, parents and teachers. If you don't put your oxygen mask on first, like they teach you on an airplane, then how can you help anyone else? Because here's the thing, our kids are very nominal in thinking when they're young. Everything's black and white. It is or it isn't. I'm loved or I'm not. I'm happy or I'm sad. And where do they learn all this? How do they learn how to navigate the world? From us. And I know you're all doing the best you can. And I don't think anyone needs lectures on parenting or teaching. We just need more tools. And I think we're the first group of therapists that recognise that and say, here you go, this is how you do it. So put your oxygen mask on first. Make sure that you're dealing with those parts of you that are struggling a little bit. So that by dealing with those parts, you can put yourself in a better place. Because the children will pick up on how you're feeling. And they'll pick up on you being anxious or angry. And they learn that that's the way the world works and that's the way they should behave. I want some clever calls. How many of you have fun getting the kids ready for school in the morning? Please put your shoes on, we're going to miss the bus or we're going to be late. Try this. A couple of key words. There's so much more we can teach you, and this is what we're doing in the schools now through your teachers, and we're inviting you into parents' evenings so I can teach you some really cool stuff. Try using the word what or how or if. Example. What would be a better way for us to get out of here in the morning on time? If there was a quicker way of putting your socks on first, I wonder if that would be putting the left one on before the right one. How could we change what we do in the morning to make it more fun so we're all out the door on time? Simple stuff. There is so much that we can teach you because we want to hand over our expertise to you. Because in my mind there should be no therapists, parents and teachers are all the kids need because you spend the time with them. So please, if your school invites you in for a parents' evening, come along, you'll enjoy it. And teachers, pull the part out, ask it what's wrong. There are no bad kids, all behaviour serves a purpose. One of the parts, one of the members of that child's team, or your team, is struggling a little bit and just needs to be heard, like we all do. Pull it out, ask it what's wrong, sort the problem out, put it back in. Thank you.